Well, Hellfire, it is Rock the Riff, and I'm back to scratch my nose. Only drawback I have a mustache. But I am back for another Metalhead Envy, and back with some Amon Amarth. I don't know if I say their name right. I hope I do. And I got a suggestion from Mitya Piharda. Hopefully I didn't murder your name. And if I did, I'm sorry. That's not my intent. Says you just have to hear Johann's vocals live. Try this one, Amon Amarth, Guardians of Asgard live at Summer Breeze. And so, we're going to dive on into Guardians of Asgard live at Summer Breeze. I do know a little bit of Amon Amarth. There was one album that I remember I was at work one day and I was just listening to different albums. And I think it was like, I think if I remember correctly, it was like a Viking in the Snow. Let me just go to Amon Amarth's albums and see if I can pick out the one that I went through. And I just let that sumbitch play. And I was like, this shit is fucking badass, man. But I've not truly dived into him like crazy. So I think it was Yom's Viking. I think that was the album that had popped up, and I was just like, you know what, let's roll through this. Either that or Berserker. But either way, let's check out Guardians of Asgard.
Guardians of Asgard!
I already like that.
Guardians!
Yeah. You always gotta have flames. Yeah, this is fucking cool. Like, I saw an interview of Stephen Carpenter from Deftones the other day, and Deftones is like one of my favorite bands. And he was breaking down, it kind of crushed my heart a little bit because I play in a prog metal band. And he was talking about how he's like, over here is the more simpler music, and over here is the more complicated music. And he's like, to be successful, you've got to go over here as much as you can. And hearing this riff right here, even though I know this riff isn't like crazy hard to play, and the musician in me is like, man, I want to play crazy complicated riffs. I'm fucking, as an audience member right now, I'm like, dude, this is so fucking hard already. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, just kick it in like that, and you got flames shooting out of the fucking stage, so it's already pretty badass. Which I like this guitar. It looked like you got like a metal grate and pick guard. This is in HD. Okay. Hopefully I get a closer look at these guitars. Which, what was it? How do I say his name? Mitya? Or is it Mitya? Or Matya? I'm gonna go with Matya. And he was talking about Johann's vocals. Johann's vocals sound pretty fucking killer live. I'm not gonna sit here and deny it. They got a pretty cool sound to them. This whole setting's actually got a really good live setting to it. I think this is definitely one of those. If I was there in the front row, I'd be fucking having a blast because Flames. So at some point in my musical career, I want to have a music video or a show with Flames shooting out of shit. I want one on the end of my guitar. In all honesty, like my favorite character in the last Mad Max movie was the guy hanging from the amp stacks, fucking shooting flames out the tip of the guitar. I think that would be fucking cool to do. I think I've never seen it, but I know some people told me that the guitarists from Rammstein or Rammstein, I don't know how to say their band name either. They've done that where they shoot flames out of the tips of the guitars and shit like that. But it's just pretty slick so far. I like that fucking chunky riff right there, man. I'm not gonna lie though, all I keep hearing is Asgard. 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 Oh me. That's fucking good though. Yeah, yeah. Oh, there we go. That was a good shot. I want to see this guitar. Yeah, that's a badass fucking guitar. Yeah, what is that? An ESP2? I can barely see the headstock. I love that metal grating looking for the pick guard. Plus, I've been wanting to get me another Explorer model. I haven't had one in so long. I used to have an old Jackson Explorer model, and that was a really good guitar. It was a cheapo, but it was a really damn good guitar. Back when I first started playing. I think that's part of what I'm digging about Amon Amarth is it reminds me of when I first started playing with other people and like my raw, just chunky, heavy riff style that I had back then. It really reminds me of my that. Like, of course, nobody. If you're watching this, you wouldn't know because you don't know what I used to play. But compared to what I play in my band now, this just takes me back to my early years of first starting to work with other musicians and trying to write music and how we would break it down. Like, it really was verse, chorus, solo, chorus. Like every song I ever wrote back in the day, it was broke down to that extent. And nowadays, I don't even write music that I associate with verse chorus verse chorus. It's just like this is the main riff, and then I have branches just bleed off of that and everything. But this is pretty cool. Like I like all the live setting. I don't know if I could sit here and say that I'm like the biggest fan of the Viking metal kind of stuff, but I know for a fact if I was there drinking out of a fucking that horn that the singer's got, like a mug like that, I'd be fucking into this shit like crazy. I would have such a good time fucking being a Viking or being a Viking. At a fucking Viking metal concert, man. I would have a fucking good time. I've seen some videos where they'll like get the whole crowd to sit down and start fucking rowing. That shit is so fucking cool, man. That shit, that's fucking crazy, dude. Like to have a big ass fan base and that many people in love with what you're doing that you could command them to row a fucking imaginary boat. Fucking, this just looks like such a good time, man. Plus, it helps that they got flames shooting out of the fucking stage. I don't know if I'll ever get tired of that. Like, maybe I'm not a pyromaniac or nothing, but I fucking dig watching the flames just that whatever that burning symbol is. I'm curious of what that is. There's a game I played, Hellblade, Sinuous Sacrifice, and I remember there's a lot of symbols like that in the game as part of the puzzles. I'm assuming it's part of like some Norse uh writing and all that kind of stuff. But y'all have to let me know in the comments anybody that's actually knowledgeable in this kind of shit, because I'm not. I'm a dumbass when it comes to all. It fascinates me, but I have not done a shit ton of research into that kind of stuff. There we go. Okay. That was a cool solo. It fit the track. I'm just curious. I don't know who this guitarist is. I'm curious if he's like, I don't know. I felt like he didn't even, I don't know, visually, he didn't seem like he was super into it. But then again, I can't crack on that because when I know when I play a solo that I'm so focused on making sure I get my notes right that it's hard for me to also perform at the same time of playing a solo. Hell, it's hard for me to actually move around and perform a lot with my band's material. That's another. That's another con of writing super complicated stuff is I have to stand there and focus so hardcore what I'm playing sometimes. Certain songs. We do have a few others that I get to move around and everything. But that probably goes back to the point like I think it's cool with all the stage antics and the flames and stuff, like actually putting on the show compared to uh your music being so complicated and stuff that it's hard to actually put on a show too. Like my own band, we've been thinking about if we could have like an actual light show and laser show, that would help our stage performances a lot better visually and everything like that. We've got the music mastered. It's just visually the three of us on stage. We're not as animated as we'd like to be. So part of that solo that just kind of made me think of that just a little bit. Hell yeah.
Feeling like summer breeze.
That dude does have a voice for sure. That was pretty cool. I definitely dig the mix and master of this live show. That guitar too as well. That is one badass guitar. I wouldn't mind having that guitar. I was trying to figure out, that looks like the same symbol that's being burnt back there. Is that like Norse for A? Is that like, is that a Norse A? Maybe. Maybe, I don't know. But that was really cool. Definitely a more uh, simple riffed out song, but it still works because it does its job. And once the riff kicks in, I'm sitting here, fuck yeah! I do feel like, I mean, I'm sitting here in my studio watching it on YouTube. It's still cool, but this is definitely more of a situation like physically being there and actually feeling the thumping of the bass in your chest and the heat of the flames and fucking having a little bit of beer in your system. Whiskey for me. I'm a whiskey guy myself, but having a mean ass buzz and being at this show and seeing it live, I think would sell it more to me. If I had to give a horn rating to this, I'd probably go. I definitely would go at least 7 or 8 horns, and not the full 10. A lot because of personal preference. Like I'm still. I don't know what it is. Like I'm still a fan of a little bit more complicated stuff. It's like if I don't know. Guitar wise, I love a mean ass fucking chunky riff and just a little more complicated than what's going on here. But I don't mean that in the sense that this is bad. There's nothing bad at all about the song. I think it just comes down to personal taste for me. But I will have to agree with. I gotta pull your name up again. Sorry. I will have to agree with Mitya that Johan's vocals live sound really, really cool. That dude is fucking sounds like a beast live and everything. And that was really cool. Definitely Amon has done his job and it makes me want to check out more of what's going on with him and everything. And if this ends up being your first time to my channel, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and leave me some suggestions. It can be some more Amon Amarth, or it could be totally different band, whatever you're feeling at the moment. I'm always trying to check out new stuff across the world and draw influence and better my own music and skills and everything. I'm kind of out right now, but yeah. With all that being said, stay positive, stay rocking, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.